What's going on, Soul Nation? Ginger Prime here, and today we're reviewing the legendary Golem Slim Shotgun, talking about its positives and essentially its kind of neutral effects for this mighty shotgun itself. I'm going to show you the details of this weapon. We're going to talk about it. As always, let me know your thoughts or questions in the comments below, and hopefully you're lucky enough to get your hands on some legendaries as a part of this Outriders demo and into the full release here in just a few weeks. But without further ado, let's talk about the perks and the power of Golem's Limb. You have the armor piercing of 10%, skill life leech at 1%, and then you have close range damage at 6.5%. So that is already going above and beyond your legend or like your standard pump action, and we'll compare this to a pretty high powerful pump action shotgun here in a second. Your clip size is 6, your RPM is 68, 128 damage is the current level of this, and don't forget, in the full release of the game, you can actually upgrade and craft and take these weapons and even make them stronger. You have a 2.1 second reload and 125% crit multiplier. You have a 78% accuracy, 21% stability, and 15 meter range. The real key here is Golem's Rising. Killing shots will actually grant you a protective Golem effect for 3 seconds. So for Devastators out there, Golem is one of your abilities. Now, for non-Devastators out there, yes, you can have this and you can Golem as a part of just your build with Golem's Limb. So note that you get a killing shot, you're going to get that effect, that Golem effect for 3 seconds. And by default, right now it comes with Vampire. Killing shots grant a 15% skill leech boost for 20 seconds, and that's actually tier 1 modifier, and you can see I already have it in my collection. So one of the first things I'll do is eventually replace Vampire with something else. Golem Rising is quite fascinating. Now that, before we kind of get into the compare, brings me to the obvious question about this gun. Who is it for? Who would benefit from the most of this gun? This is a close range weapon, and so Devastators might feel like the natural fit, but Tricksters are going to benefit more from this ability because they cannot Golem, and this is basically adding another skill to the repertoire, allowing them to jump in, kill as many people as they want, and actually have increased defensive along with their shields. So Golem's Limb is really a Trickster's weapon in my opinion. Now, it is still no baby or slouch when it comes to playing on a Devastator by all means. You just get even more protective. You get even more tanky with this weapon. Does that mean the Pyromancer or the Technomancer can't use this? By all means, no. I would think that especially if you're playing a long-range Technomancer build, having Golem's Limb would be more of like kind of your backup best friend when things are going bad and you're getting rushed, being able to kind of have some protection and keep yourself safe. But I honestly would still prefer sniper rifles on a Technomancer over a shotgun, but that's just me. Now, you pair this with something like Thunderbird, and then you're pretty much set in stone. Thunderbird obviously benefiting from that close range damage and more. So if you're playing a mid to long range build, Golem's Limb might not necessarily be your best friend, but it's still a worthwhile thing to collect regardless, especially for the tier 3 perk alone. Now let's go ahead and kind of compare this right to another high power standard shotgun variation that I have. You can see here, clip size, RPM, outside of damage, because this is rated as a higher firepower for me right now. My reload and crit multiplier, as well as my accuracy, stability, and range are all the same. So this is the pump action shotgun standard variation, and this is the legendary variation of that pump action. But outside of it, if we jump into it, this is where you'll see I only have one tier 1 mod on this, and I just have a weapon life leech at 19%, no close range damage multiplier, nothing else, no skill life leech and things of that nature. So obviously I'm going to take Golem's Limb hands down over this, even for that slight damage increase, but that's just me and kind of my personal take on this whole situation. Now, so far, the legendaries in this game have been game changers in terms of your build and how you end up playing the game itself. We've been lucky enough to farm them up, and we're going to keep farming them up and bring you these weapon reviews and discussions, and hopefully you guys enjoy these videos. If you do, be sure to hit that like button. If you don't, be sure to hit that dislike button. If you're new here, I hope you hit that subscribe button and you come back and check out many of my other videos. I tend to post regularly, so if you like a regular feed of my content, video game news, guides, reviews, things like that, I hope you hit subscribe. Check out the other content we have here on the channel, but no pressure. I honestly think that if you feel like I earn it, that's the best way that we can kind of build this friendship And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to know your thoughts, your opinions about Outriders, about any of these action RPGs, Final Fantasy XIV as well. There's so much to be excited about in 2021 in terms of gaming. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And yeah, if you... I have no real way to end it. I'm going to just end it. So, guys, until next time, take care. This video is sponsored by me, Ginger Prime. Hopefully, you'll check out my podcast channel, Ginger Gaming Radio, which we have lots of guests, lots of great conversations, and even more highlights. Links are in the description below. Let me know what you think. Thanks.